From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. We're tracking multiple fires within the viewing area. We'll go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with this Williams mine fire that was burned. It initially started burning in Skamania County in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest, and now it has drifted down to the south and east and is now burning in extreme southwestern Yakima County to the south of Mount Adams. Now, this is prompting evacuations for Skamania County, also for Klickitat County. So far, no evacuations, though, for Yakima County. And this thing's burning all over the place. It's uncontained, and it's a little over 4,000 acres. Now on to the other fire burning in Yakima County outside of Titan. The Retreat fire didn't really get a big update with this one yesterday. It's still 64% contained, and the bulk of the active hotspots are still to the north of U.S. Highway 12. There are still level 3 and level 1 evacuations in place for this fire, so you can find these listed online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Okay, on to the Lone Rock fire. We did get a big update on this just last night. It's now 98% contained, just 2 more %, and then we'll never have to talk about this one again. And then the Battle Mountain Complex, it consists of 2 fires. The NF Owen fire, which is really just a drop in the bucket compared to the Monkey Creek fire. Now upwards of around 180,000 acres, and containment on this one did go up yesterday, up to 48%. So that is some good news, but still level 3s, level 2s, and level 1s in place with this one. You can also find all of those listed online at applevalleynewsnow.com. And I'll show you what all the fires are doing to our air quality this morning. That's coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a fire breaking out at a Pasco business last night with multiple agencies responding. The simple advice officials are giving to the public that can help save lives.
And power companies are required to have policies in place when it comes to wildfire mitigation. Puget Sound Energy held a meeting last night talking about what they've been working on. We hear from representatives coming up.
Plus, it's been 79 years since the U.S. atomic bombing of the city of Nagasaki before the end of World War II. We have where you can pay your respects locally today. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Friday, August 9th. We've made it to the weekend.
Do you have any fun plans this weekend?
Nothing too exciting, no. What about you?
I want to see the It Ends With Us movie. I'm going to try to do that today, the Blake Lively one.
We were talking about that yesterday. That does look good.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Maybe a good day to get out of the heat and get into a movie theater.
Which we'll have more on that heat with Josh Colbreth later. But we're going to start off in fire news right now. Local fire crews from around the Tri-Cities responded to a Pasco business last night after the fire broke out.
The fire happened at IWI Garage Door and Paint Division on West A Street. The call for help came in just before 8 p.m. Flames and water damaged the inside and outside of the building.
Pasco Battalion Chief Michael Mayer says one of the obstacles firefighters had to face were the people at the scene.
We'll have a bunch of people who like to come and look at the scene. Unfortunately, that clogs up the roadways and makes it more difficult for our fire crews to get here. So we appreciate that people want to be involved with their community and see what's going on. But if they can allow us access in and out if needed, that would be helpful.
No one was hurt, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
Agencies from Richland, Kennewick, and Pasco were among those that responded.
Now, fire crews are staying vigilant as we continue through wildfire season. This is a vegetation fire that started just off of Pearl Street in Pasco yesterday afternoon.
Fire agencies were able to put it out quickly, but the weather conditions remain high risk for fires. And staying in that same topic, power companies are required to have policies in place to prepare for and respond to wildfires.
Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell attended a community meeting Wednesday night at the Roslyn Library to hear from Puget Sound Energy representatives about their plan to try to reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfires.
Puget Sound Energy has identified Kittitas County as an area that's at high risk for wildfire, and they've been working to make sure they don't contribute to that risk.
They've been sending out crews to clear out surrounding vegetation that could fall on power lines and spark a fire. The next line of defense, enhanced power line settings.
It just makes our lines super sensitive. If something hits the line, causes a fault, it'll turn off that section of the circuit, and then we'll need crews to actually go out there and inspect those lines in person before we turn it back on.
But in the event of strong winds, very dry vegetation, and low humidity in a high-risk area, they have another option, a public safety power shutoff.
It's essentially turning off select high-risk lines during extreme wildfire conditions, just to prevent any risk of our lines creating more risk for wildfire.
Customers notified 2 days in advance.
Via call, text, or an email based on your account preferences.
If the shutoff is long enough, they'll set up a community resource center nearby.
So customers have a place to go, get information, can get, a bottle of water, be able to charge.
It's an option they haven't used so far, but they're prepared to do so if necessary.
I'm just wondering who makes the call.
There's kind of a chain of command where essentially it's the VP of operations who will make the final call. But that's informed by, a cascade of inputs,
including an in-house meteorologist, boots on the ground, and system operations.
Measure of last resort, we don't want to be using this tool, but it is a tool in our toolbox if we see those risks are high.
PSE asking anyone who relies on a medical device like a ventilator that requires power to operate to call 1-888-225-5773 to add life support status to their account.
We want to know where you're at. We want to make sure your customer account is flagged so we can, you can be the first round of calls we make in advance of a PSPS. And we can direct you to resources.
If there is an active wildfire happening nearby, Puget Sound Energy does have a reactive de-energization policy that would allow them to shut down the power lines at the request of emergency officials. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Pacific Power has responded to a letter sent by Yakima County commissioners regarding their concerns about the impact of emergency de-energizations.
The company has been turning off power to any assets near an active wildfire to avoid potentially making the fires worse. Commissioners say it's happened at least 9 times so far in Yakima County and asked the company to include more local input in their decisions after some of those shutdowns affected businesses and residents miles away from the fire.
The president of Pacific Power replying with his own letter and meeting personally with commissioners.
I think the biggest takeaway was their openness to sit down and continue to work with our local authorities, our local fire districts, fire chiefs, on ensuring that the communication channels are clean and streamlined.
In their letter, Pacific Power says they plan to further meet with Yakima County officials to discuss the concerns moving forward.
In Grant County now, a damaged irrigation canal is causing problems for one of the areas in the county.
The break happened August 5th between Road 5 and Road O Northeast. It sent water pouring over several areas and triggered level 2 get-set evacuations.
Officials have drained the irrigation canal and set up dikes to begin repairing the break. When it will be completed is not yet known.
Making a difference now, tears of joy in one of the superior courtrooms at the Benton County Justice Center yesterday.
It was all part of the Benton and Franklin County's Adult Drug Court program. The program is uniquely tailored to each participant to guide them through the road of recovery.
3 participants are celebrating a graduation from the program, one of them sharing a few words of guidance for others.
If you're not ready, get out now. If you're ready, listen to what they have for you to do. Follow directions, be honest with them. If you're struggling, be honest with them. Be honest with them. Did I mention be honest? Because if you're not honest with them, they're going to find out and they're going to believe that you are not ready to do this.
At the end of the program, the graduates get to shred their criminal history, and so far, 364 participants have graduated from the program. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, new research is showing older adults with type 1 diabetes are living longer. Details coming up in your health headlines.
And first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bulls and their riders, those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion or nothing. This is America, and this is PBR. It's bowl time, Kennewick. PBR bucks into Toyota Center September 6th and 7th. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
Hey, Tri-Cities, it's Eric the Peanut Guy with your Tri-City Dust Devils. Join the fun at Giza Stadium this Friday, August 9th, as we indulge in a family feast night. $2 hot dogs, soft drinks, and more, thanks to the Tri-Cities Airport. Saturday, August 10th, your Dust Devils will play as the Viñedos de Tri-City and end the game with a magnificent fireworks show brought to you by IBEW 112 and NICA. Visit the official ticket site at dustdevilsbaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
Are you suffering from stomach pain, a sprained ankle, or does your child have cold or flu-like symptoms? When sudden illness or minor injuries occur, Astrea Rapid Care is here for you. Our providers can see you right away with no appointment necessary. Astrea Rapid Care is the place for minor emergencies, sprains, cuts, and more, with convenient locations in Prosser, Sunnyside, and Toppenish. Astrea Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
There are those who factor and those who don't. Nothing this good comes this easy.
Except Factor.
Fresh, never frozen meals, ready in 2 minutes.
Usually when people knock on your doors, they're trying to sell you something, but we're actually here to give you money.
DSAMA is this month's winner of Volunteers Count.
We have fosters throughout the Tri-Cities. We have about 50 total. And so my home is usually the home where all the animals come in to sort of do, our intakes.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take a little bit of a tour this morning with our wildfire smoke map. And you can see that the thickest smoke, where we're seeing these bright reds and purples and oranges, this is associated with the Williams Mine Fire, putting a lot of thick smoke into Yakima County, Klickitat County, and Skamania County. You can see for the rest of us some pretty light haze. It's a little bit thicker in the foothills of the Blue Mountains and also just downwind, immediately downwind of the Retreat Fire in Yakima County, just outside of Tite and around Rimrock. So that is the situation right now with the smoke, but let's go ahead and show you what happens with the smoke a little bit later today. We're going to go ahead and we'll put this into motion. This is lunchtime. This is around dinner time. You can see for the most part it's still going to be light haze for most spots, but that will change as we head into tomorrow. Let's go ahead and show you that as well. And the winds will start to gust out of the north and west, and so that means that a lot of this smoke that was originally getting pushed away from our area now is going to come back into our area, especially into the Yakima Valley as we head into the evening on Saturday. And some of this could easily trickle down into the lower Columbia Basin as well. So the bottom line, the big takeaway from that is that air quality is probably going to be worse tomorrow as opposed to today. Temperatures this morning mostly in the 60s and 70s. We are still in the 50s for some swaths of Kittitas County, but a little bit later today it's going to be another hot one. We'll be a few degrees above average. That means that we'll be within a few degrees of 100 degrees in the lower Columbia Basin. So most of us in the 90s today. Also a very small chance for thunderstorms in the Kittitas Valley. That chance is going up into the weekend, and I'll show you that with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your health news now, there's encouraging news for senior citizens with type 1 diabetes. New research shows that older adults with type 1 diabetes are living longer. With more, here's ABC's Christian Cordero.
The life expectancy of older adults with type 1 diabetes increased by 28% between 1990 and 2019. That's according to data published by the British Medical Journal. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease that occurs when the body's immune system destroys the cells in the pancreas that produce insulin. Life expectancy is highest in countries like the United States. High blood glucose remains a major challenge for older people with this condition. Even though illnesses from type 1 diabetes have decreased, men seem to have more complications from this disease compared to women. To prevent type 2 diabetes, it is important to eat healthy foods, stay physically active, manage your blood pressure, and manage your cholesterol levels. With this Medical Minute, I'm Christiane Cordero.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we look at a concern being raised by OpenAI. Could human beings be feeling companionship toward human-sounding artificial intelligence? What the company says they've discovered coming up in your consumer news.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here, from design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower remodel.
DSAMA is this month's winner of Volunteers Count.
My home is usually the home where all the animals come in to sort of do, our intakes.
To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at applevalley.newsnow.com.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Levi's, Jordan, Epic Threads, Nike. Back to school favorites at prices you'll love. Designed to last from the first day of school picture to the last. At Macy's.
We are celebrating a new chapter at Shelby's Floral, and we're now open at our brand new building on Clearwater in Kennewick. For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. And now, we hope you will join us for the grand opening of our new store on Friday, August 16th at 11 a.m. Enjoy a light snack, door prizes, and raffle giveaways as we cut the ribbon and open our doors to a world of floral wonders. Shelby's Floral. Experience the magic of flowers, crafted every day with care and creativity.
Live Sunday, September 15th, it's the Emmys. Find out who wins the year's top honors.
I have to put this down. I still don't have the strength.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
When television's biggest night comes to ABC.
I love this part. And the Emmy.
The Emmy goes to...
The Emmys, live Sunday, September 15th on ABC and next day on Hulu.
Next Live, guest co-host, comedian Jimmy Mullen, and Broadway's Michael Urie.
I'm not a dancer.
You're a dancer.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
The murders of a husband and wife found dead inside their home.
There were wild revelations.
Brandon's secret life.
Now, the powerful prison interview.
Why should we believe you?
2020, tonight on ABC.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at applevalleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are seeing some light haze up in the sky this morning in Kennewick and also in Richland and really across most spots in this viewing area. We're showing you the First Alert radar because there's nothing on it right now, but that could certainly change a little bit later today. So we'll go ahead and we'll show that to you with Futurecast. Clouds building up a little bit later in the day, and then you see once we get past lunchtime, we could have some showers or thunderstorms firing up, mainly for the Cascades. We could see some of that trickling down into the Kittitas Valley, and this particular model is suggesting that we could see some activity in the Yakima Valley as well. However, I'm thinking that for tomorrow, the chances are going to be much better and much more widespread. See, once again, right around lunchtime, all this starts to fire up again in the Cascades, in the Yakima Valley, in the Kittitas Valley. Those are going to be the most favorable locations for thunderstorms, but some of these could certainly trickle down into the lower Columbia Basin and also into the foothills and the Blue Mountains. So we will watch very closely for that fire start potential. For today, it's going to be a hot one. Most of us will end up in the 90s. We'll have some light haze and smoke up in the sky. That'll definitely become much more widespread into tomorrow as well. And then for tonight, for now, the haze and smoke situation staying stagnant. Overnight lows will drop down into the 60s, so just about what we're seeing for this morning. Okay, so Saturday is going to be the big thunderstorm day over these next few days. Still some small thunderstorm chances persisting into Sunday and Monday. Looks like overall for next week we should be calmer, also much cooler as well. We've been, hugging 100 degrees for a while now in the Tri-Cities. It's going to be nice to be back down into the 80s. That's going to be a nice, very nice change of pace. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. It'll be hot and hazy for today. A small thunderstorm chance for Saturday, looking much cooler by Tuesday. For Yakima, smoke will increase into tomorrow with the wind shifting out of the north and west. Thunderstorm chances are also likely to go up and will trend cooler for next week. For Hermiston, hot and hazy for Friday, a small chance for a thunderstorm on Saturday, and how about some mid-80s into next week? And then for Walla Walla, we'll have a thunderstorm chance for tomorrow, maybe another small thunderstorm chance for Monday, and relief from the heat is in store for next week.
Thank you, Josh. We turn to consumer news now. And the question being asked is, could human beings be relying on computers for companionship? It's a concern being raised by OpenAI. The artificial intelligence research organization issued a safety report yesterday. The report says the human-sounding voice on ChatGPT is so realistic that some people may develop relationships with it. So ChatGPT's advanced voice mode responds in real time. It also makes adjustments when interrupted and can determine a person's emotional state by voice tone. Officials at OpenAI say they've observed people expressing shared bonds with ChatGPT. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's National Book Lovers Day. When we return, we'll tell you how you can celebrate locally, and we also share our favorite books. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers on the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Don't wait. Get the deal you can't miss. Lease a 2024 F-150 STX Super Crew for just $399 a month. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Enjoy bowling here at Triple Play, where fun is always in season. French fries are fun, which is always in season here at Triple Play. Speaking of fun, did you know it's always in season at Triple Play?
Dude, what's with dropping the tagline?
The marketing ladies wanted me to push it.
What did they offer ya?
5 pizzas.
Gonna share, right?
Of course.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Tri-Cities! It's Eric the Peanut Guy with your Tri-City Dust Devils. Join the fun at Giza Stadium this Friday, August 9th, as we indulge in a family feast night. $2 hot dogs, soft drinks, and more, thanks to the Tri-Cities Airport. Saturday, August 10th, your Dust Devils will play as the Viñeros de Tri-City and end the game with a magnificent fireworks show brought to you by IBEW 112 and NICA. Visit the official ticket site at DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
The savings continue with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Save $20 on a Coleman 4-person Skydome tent, now just $49.99. Save on a Yoli Klamath Easy Lift 10x10 canopy. Purina Layina 40-pound crumble or pellet feed is just $14.99. Plus, spring and summer apparel is up to 50% off. Find our latest mailer online or pick one up in store today at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
An awesome flight over a lakeside community in northern Idaho.
We have the beautiful lake right here, the bike trail, amazing businesses.
Harrison.
We have some of the most beautiful sunsets you'll ever see in your lifetime.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next Extra, Rob Lowe's sobriety journey with his son. You two have such a beautiful relationship. They get very candid about bonding over their struggles.
Probably one of the main things we've connected on.
Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers, like the Built Wild Bronco family. Get the deal you can't miss. Lease a 2024 Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $369 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Check this out. It's National Book Lovers Day. Woohoo! One of my favorite days ever, but it's kind of every day.
It's like Christmas for you today.
Yeah, it really is.
You can mark the day by starting a book club, visiting a library or used bookstore, reading to a child, or start writing that book that you've always wanted to write.
Also, be sure to check out your local library, like the Mid-Columbia Library's branches, for celebrations like read-alongs, book swaps, and author talks.
And you can post your love of the written word with the social media hashtag National Book Lovers Day. You can also celebrate by reading all of my favorite books so that I have someone to talk about it with.
Well, you're going to have to publish your list of favorite books then, so that everyone knows what to read. But if you guys could immerse yourself in any fictional book world, what would it be?
I love this question. Harry Potter.
or the A Court of Thorns and Roses world. It's a big popular book talk, bookstagram book. Okay. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but that's the one I would choose. You can look it up later.
What about you? I'm definitely too old for this, but I would say Magic Treehouse.
Oh,
if y'all read those.
I remember it like.
Yeah, they would like go up into their treehouse, and then I don't know, it was magic, and they would end up in some historical fiction setting. Twister on a Tuesday. Check it out.
It was like Wishbone. Did you ever watch that?
I did not. No.
Did you?
I want to go to Narnia.
Okay, that's a good one.
Narnia,
like have your closet, your wardrobe, just, you know, open to another
when I
world.
open up a closet, I often think, well, what if I just push back these coats and go into Narnia?
I love it. I love it so much. Well, now check this out. So the Perseid meteor shower shows up in the night sky every summer and expected to peak this weekend.
Yeah, so according to NASA, the best time to see the meteor shower is Sunday night through Monday morning, and you'll likely get a good view of it the night before and after as well.
But here's the key. You need to be somewhere dark, away from light pollution. Check the weather forecast to see if the clouds will be in your way or the smoke, and make sure to dress for the conditions.
And if you're Jill, you can, you know, hopefully one day go through your closet and go into a different world and see lights like that, stars like that.
We love to dream.
Yeah. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6:30, a behind-the-scenes look at local first responders during active shooting training. We hear from officers about the differences between last year and this year.
Plus, the latest results from the Washington primary. We look at the races most affecting our region. We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Usually when people knock on your doors, they're trying to sell you something, but we're actually here to give you money.
DSAMA is this month's winner of Volunteers Count.
We have fosters throughout the Tri-Cities. We have about 50 total. And so my home is usually the home where all the animals come in to sort of do, you know, our intakes.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Apple Valley News Now forecaster Stacy Lee.
While many things in life change, one constant is the accuracy of our forecast.
Apple Valley News Now Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
This summer, whatever your plans, we'll help you make the most of each day. Because at Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather, accuracy matters.
Stacy Lee evenings, Josh Colbreth mornings. We're Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather on your side.
On your side.
Always on your side. Yakima's rockin' as Apple Valley News Now welcomes Downtown Summer Nights each Thursday through August 22nd. Music, food, drinks, a kids zone, and so much more. Plus, I'll be live August 15th, so join me for Downtown Summer Night.
It's the all-new Apple Valley News Now weekend with local news, regional news, first alert weather, and much more every Saturday and Sunday, including a complete wrap-up Sunday night at 11. Apple Valley News Now weekend from Apple Valley News Now, always on your side. Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
We've made it to the weekend, almost there. And it's going to be a hot weekend, right?
Yeah, it's going to be hot. Thunderstorm chances are going to be going up, especially for Saturday. The air quality is going to be going down for Saturday, so the vibes will be going down a little bit. But hey, here's some good news. We have some much cooler weather. It's on the way into next week. And so hopefully that'll help out with some of the fire containment efforts as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dust Devil Stadium in Pasco. You can see plenty of haze up in the sky for this morning, and we'll have more of that a little bit later today, although it should be pretty light for most spots when it's all said and done. Temperatures this morning are mostly in the 60s. We do have some areas that are lagging behind just a little bit, 55 for Ellensburg, but the rest of us in the 60s, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be light jacket weather for most spots, if that. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today. We're going to end up in the mid-90s in the Tri-Cities, mid to upper 90s. And so that means we'll be just a few degrees above average for this time of the year. Also, we are tracking a little chance for a thunderstorm today, specifically in the Kittitas Valley, also for the Cascades, which does mean that, unfortunately, there will be a fire start potential. So I'll show you just how dry our vegetation is for today. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting this half hour in Kennewick, local first responders are hosting their annual active shooting training.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma got to follow along, and she reports that there are some differences in the training from last year.
When it comes to keeping people safe in our schools, the Kennewick School District says coordination between agencies is key.
We're going to have the Kennewick Police Department, the Kennewick Fire Department, and now, especially at our elementary schools, we're going to have our school safety officers here, and it's bringing them all together.
Scott Child is a safety and security coordinator for the Kennewick School District. He says this kind of training is what ultimately ends up saving lives.
We have multiple scenarios that we go through so they can test the equipment, they can test our tactics, and ultimately make it safer in the event that a tragedy happens. It'll make it much safer, many more lives that we can save by having a coordinated response such as this.
Kennewick Police Department Sergeant Michael Rosane says it's the practice that helps limit the kind of mistakes that can be made in a high-stress, last-minute decision-making situation like an active shooter.
Training often keeps our skills sharp. Like you said, the communication, the running through it, so when the real event occurs, it is a smooth event that we go through with minimal any kind of mistakes or anything like that.
Sergeant Rosane says it's training like this that help the most when the real situation comes.
Working all together like that, as a team, we're able to prepare ourselves again for in case this unfortunate incident were to occur in our community.
Child says although they do this training every year, it's never the same.
We use different schools. We have different scenarios, and so we try to rotate between the different types of schools. Last year was a middle school. And so this is an elementary school. It's got a little bit different. The kids are much different here. We've got school safety officers, whereas they have school resource officers at the other school. So every year we come up with a different twist.
Although the active shooting training is a once-a-year event, Child says the Kennewick School District throughout the year continues to bring in police and fire department officials to do walkthroughs in the school to familiarize themselves with the school layout. In the end, it's all about making sure everyone gets home safe. Reporting in Kennewick for Good Morning Northwest, Monique Ledesma.
Sergeant Rosane says law enforcement is also working on reunification training and how to help families in a time of crisis during these events.
We go now to a follow-up on a story we've been tracking since June. The father of a Moscow man charged with kidnapping his child and taking her to Mexico has also been indicted on federal charges.
Court documents filed Thursday show James Ong was indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit international parental kidnapping. The indictment claims James Ong conspired with his son Aaron to remove Aaron's daughter from the country instead of handing her over to her mother.
According to the indictment, James Ong's Cadillac was used as part of the kidnapping. Federal prosecutors say James Ong also assisted his son in avoiding law enforcement detention.
Aaron Ong faced a federal judge on the kidnapping charges yesterday. He pleaded not guilty and waived his right to a detention hearing. James Ong is scheduled to appear in court this morning.
Turning now to your current results for the statewide primary election. In the race for Washington governor, as of right now, the top two candidates we'll be seeing on the November ballot are Bob Ferguson and Dave Reichert. Ferguson is at 45% and Reichert at 28%.
Now let's take a look at the Attorney General's race. Pete Serrano is leading with 42%. Nick Brown has 36%. On to the congressional 4th District race, where it looks like it will be Jared Sessler facing off against incumbent Representative Dan Newhouse on the November ballot.
And in the race for Washington's U.S. Senator, we've got the top two as incumbent Maria Cantwell with 58% and Dr. Raul Garcia with 22%. Again, the top two will face off in the November election.
If you would like to see more results, head over to our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Just click on the top bar where it says election results and you can find all the updates right there.
Well, it has been 79 years since the U.S. atomic bombing of the city of Nagasaki, Japan, before the end of World War II.
A ceremony was held at the Nagasaki Peace Park, and the ceremony was somewhat overshadowed by the American ambassador's absence in response to the city mayor's refusal to invite Israel. Mayor Shiro Suzuki called for leaders of the nuclear weapon states and those under their umbrella to shift their policy toward abolishing nuclear weapons.
The atomic bomb dropped by the United States on Nagasaki on August 9, 1945, killed 70,000. 3 days after the first bombing on Hiroshima killed 140,000 and nearly destroyed the city. Japan surrendered on August 15th, ending World War II.
The Manhattan Project facilities at Hanford produced the plutonium used in the Fat Man bomb. Tonight, the Manhattan Project National Historical Park will pay respect to the victims during a 1-hour Lights for Peace program, and it's happening at 8 p.m. in the Fingernail Stage in Howard Amen Park.
The program will feature the Mid-Columbia Master Singers, a guest speaker, and an opportunity to ring a peace bell. People can also walk along a path lit with luminarias featuring messages of peace.
A group of volunteers is working to make a difference in our community today.
A crew of more than 30 volunteers from Hayden Homes and Simplicity by Hayden Homes will be at the Friends of Disabled Veterans Ranch property near Prosser this morning. They'll be building trails for a sensory garden, providing maintenance at the archery range, and giving a $10,000 gift. The ranch is a 140-acre property where veterans and their families can enjoy the outdoors while transitioning back to civilian life.
The Hayden Homes team will be putting in more than 45 total volunteer hours as they build paths for the sensory garden, which can be used by veterans who have lost sight or their visually impaired family members. And this is all happening between 8:30 and 10:30 this morning.
The city of Pasco has put out a call for participants in its pepper eating contest during the Fiery Food Festival.
I will not be entering that. So the annual event includes various activities, bands, as you can hear now, and of course food. And the pepper eating contest is free. Still no.
Exactly. Well, participants will eat various peppers, increasing in heat. Not for me, but I know there's a segment of the population that loves this stuff. Organizers say only those with a stomach of steel will make it to the end.
They have, I think, 60 seconds or so to eat the pepper completely, except for the stem, and then those who make it through move on to the next pepper.
The sign-up link can be found on any of the Pasco City social media websites, and the festival takes place September 14th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Peanuts Park.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we take a look at the latest on Tropical Depression Debbie.
But first, Josh will have what you can expect in your weekend weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Boating, fishing, and good times. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Find amazing deals store-wide during the extended anniversary sale at Furniture Row. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get 60 months, no interest financing. The extended anniversary sale on now at Furniture Row.
When it comes to your health, timing is everything. Health First Urgent Care is your reliable healthcare solution, locally owned and operated, providing care to our community. With locations in Pasco and Richland, we're open 7 days a week, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No need to wait in long lines or rush to the ER for minor concerns. At Health First Urgent Care, we've got you covered with on-site x-rays and short wait times. Your health is our priority. Walk-ins are welcome. You can get the care you need when you need it. Health First Urgent Care, because your well-being comes first.
Why is the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo the best week of summer? Because you get more of what you love about summer. More fun in the sun with thrilling carnival rides and games. More flavors to savor with your favorite tasty fair treats. More world-class entertainment with the Summer Concert Series. And you even get more colorful sunsets as attractions help light up the cotton candy skies. So don't miss out on your best week of summer, August 20th through 24th at the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo.
There are those who factor and those who don't. Nothing this good comes this easy.
Except Factor.
Fresh, never frozen meals ready in 2 minutes.
I feel like I'm one step closer to love.
Monday.
Hello, Seattle.
In this Emerald City.
We have so much to talk about. Oh, do we?
Bachelor Nation is sending them down the yellow brick road to love. And when things get wicked,
He doesn't know me, and he just blurts out that he loves me.
she's blowing off steam.
I owe it to myself to get to the bottom of this. Hello. Hey.
New Bachelorette, Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Next live, guest co-host comedian Jimmy Mullen and Broadway's Michael Urie.
I'm not a dancer.
You're a dancer. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Find amazing deals store-wide during the extended anniversary sale at Furniture Row. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get 60 months, no interest financing. The extended anniversary sale on now at Furniture Row.
The murders of a husband and wife found dead inside their home.
There were wild revelations.
Brandon's secret life.
Now, the powerful prison interview.
Why should we believe you?
2020, tonight on ABC.
Next ET.
I enjoyed creating with her.
Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz's Hollywood date night, plus Sabrina Carpenter's Big Honor and the stars who missed their Olympic calling. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're seeing temperatures this morning that are mostly in the 50s and 60s in Kittitas County, although we are already up to 70 in Vantage. Down into the Yakima Valley, we're seeing mostly 60s, 59 degrees there locally in Sunnyside, but 64 degrees for Yakima. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, we're actually observing some 70s for this morning. 70 for Umatilla, 71 for Hanford. We are a little bit cooler in the Tri-Cities, only up to 65 right now. And then in the foothills of the Blues, 50s and 60s, a little bit cooler up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains proper, with 40s and 50s for places like Meacham and Ukiah. So I think most spots will probably need some sort of a light jacket for this morning, but that is going to quickly come to a screeching halt, as it's going to be mostly just t-shirt weather, especially by the time we get into the late morning. And then after that, there will be no question about it, as most of us will end up being a few degrees above average for this time of the year. Most of us will end up in the 90s. Also, there is a very small chance of a thunderstorm for today in the Kittitas Valley, also in the Cascades, and other models are suggesting that some of that could trickle down into the Yakima Valley as well. So with lightning in the forecast, today's vegetation dryness, with the 100th percentile being the driest fuels on record, we're going to be up into the 88th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties. Only to the 86th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, into the 89th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So it's going to be dry across the map, but we're specifically concerned about the areas where lightning is in the forecast. We'll have a lot more lightning in the forecast into this weekend. I'll show you that with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now to more on Tropical Depression Debbie. It is threatening the East Coast today and bringing the risk of catastrophic flooding and tornadoes. Forecasters say after starting today around Virginia, it could be through Maine by tomorrow morning. In states farther south, some homeowners face severe flood damage. Others are picking up the pieces after Debbie brought tornadoes. Debbie's death toll has risen to 7 people. We'll be right back with Josh's full weather forecast up next on Good Morning Northwest.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we stay up to date on the latest research and we offer cutting-edge therapies. We treat a number of different conditions, specifically Parkinson's disease, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, fibromyalgia, diabetes. We also treat folks dealing with cognitive decline due to aging.
We all have dreams and ideas about how life is going to be, and then life happens, and it's not necessarily what we pictured. So how do we deal with that? I've lived with multiple sclerosis for years, It's realizing that it's all one system. How do you reset your goals so that you can live a happy, healthy life even with chronic illness? And I can attest, yes, you can. My life is incredibly happy.
We first start by improving oxygen utilization in the cells because healthy cells are well oxygenated. We then work towards improving areas of the brain that are inefficient, and for this we use a number of different modalities. We offer oxygen contrast therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, transcranial photobiomodulation, and our latest addition, brain high-intensity interval training.
We also build a schedule for the patient that makes it easy to adapt their game plan to their lives and the therapies they do inside the clinic. To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Farming at any scale is often about using what you have at hand to get the job done. Life definitely gets a little easier and more enjoyable when you have the right tools. It's important to me to be a good and reliable farmer, and that means taking care of the environment too. I want to see the valley continue to thrive and provide food long into the future. I just love what I do, and I wake up every day thankful to provide healthy, local food to my community.
Stop by today and feel the power of Pingree.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
It's Mr. Mattress's Overstock Summer Liquidation Sale. Discover luxurious mattresses, bedding, pillows, and more at sale prices. Experience unmatched comfort with free delivery on local orders in the Tri-Cities. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to upgrade your sleep. Shop now and enjoy comfort at amazing prices. Visit Mr. Mattress at 1395 George Washington Way in Richland to upgrade your nights with quality and comfort. Mr. Mattress Overstock Summer Liquidation Sale.
Yakima's rockin' as Apple Valley News Now welcomes Downtown Summer Nights each Thursday through August 22nd. Music, food, drinks, a kid zone, and so much more. Plus, I'll be live August 15th, so join me for Downtown Summer Night.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. You can see plenty of haze up in the sky right now. There's going to be more of that a little bit later today, but still pretty light overall. Okay, there's nothing on the First Alert radar for right now, but that will change. At least there's the potential for that to change a little bit later in the day. We put this into motion. You see, after lunchtime, there will be the potential for showers and thunderstorms to start popping up. I think the consensus of models is saying that the Kittitas Valley and the Cascades will be the most likely regions for this, but this model in particular is suggesting that maybe some of that trickles down into the Yakima Valley. So that's going to be round number one for today, and then round number two will be on Saturday. And this round is looking a little bit more potent. You can see the same thing right around lunchtime. That's when everything starts to pop up on the map. And this time, once again, the most favorable locations will be the Cascades, the Kittitas Valley. This time, the consensus of models is saying that the Yakima Valley will be impacted as well. But also, we could see some thunderstorms maybe trickling down into the lower Columbia Basin and into the foothills of the Blue. So we'll be watching for that fire start potential very closely. So for today, temperatures in the 90s will be hot. Will be hazy, pretty light haze overall though. And then for tonight, the haze and smoke situation stays the same. Overnight lows dropping off into the low to mid 60s. So just about what we have for this morning. And then into tomorrow, of course, the thunderstorm chances go up. Also, the winds will shift out of the north and west. So that means the air quality will become a little bit worse. And we do have these small thunderstorm chances persisting into Sunday and Monday as well. But again, it looks like Saturday is going to be the most active day. Will be calmer overall in the next week. Also cooler as well. Will still be very warm up into the mid to upper 80s in the Tri-Cities, but that's cooler compared to what we have now. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Hot and hazy for today, a small thunderstorm chance for Saturday, and looking much cooler by Tuesday. For Yakima, the smoke will be increasing tomorrow, especially downwind of the retreat fires. The winds shift out of the north and west. Thunderstorm chances will also go up for Saturday, and will trend cooler for next week. Okay. For Hermiston, will be hot and hazy for today, a small chance for a thunderstorm for tomorrow, and then how about some mid-80s by next week? Then for Walla Walla, a thunderstorm chance for tomorrow as well. Maybe a small thunderstorm chance for Monday too. And then we'll have relief from the heat as soon as next week.
Thank you, Josh. And keep it here. We've got the morning sprint up next.
First, here's what's coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a TikToker's airline hack.
All right, everybody, look alive. We've made it to Camp American Airlines.
When freelance photographer Susan Berry's flight home from Italy was oversold, she says the airline didn't leave her stranded. Instead, they offered her a $1,200 travel voucher to give up her seat.
I'm looking for a volunteer today.
I'll do it.
But the perks didn't stop there. She says her bump also included a free hotel, transportation, and meals.
I'm at $3,600 and counting. I'm trying to get up to $10,000 and then travel the world.
And with flights oversold for the next day and the day after, Berry became a professional volunteer, racking up thousands in travel vouchers.
And packed my bag for the 1,000,000th time.
So what do experts say about this hack? We'll have much more of their tips coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Depression is a journey. I'd made some progress on my antidepressant, had some daily wins in reducing my symptoms, but I was still masking my depression. So I talked to my doctor. She told me I could build on my wins without changing my antidepressant.
Rexulti, when added to an antidepressant, significantly reduced depression symptoms more than an antidepressant alone.
And less depression, that's a win.
Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have an increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells. Unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Keep moving forward. Ask your doctor about Rexulti.
Now, the morning sprint.
It's now 6:51, time for your 6 o'clock morning sprint.
We start with your national headlines. Federal authorities are on alert for potential attacks surrounding the upcoming Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
That's according to a threat assessment outlining potential security concerns. The convention starts August 19th and is expected to draw more than 50,000 visitors, including President Joe Biden and VP Kamala Harris.
The report found people in some online communities have threatened, encouraged, or referenced acts of violence in response to the Trump assassination attempt. However, it noted authorities haven't identified any specific and credible threats.
We're getting a look at new body cam footage of the moment an officer saw Donald Trump's shooter moments before the shooting began. In the video on your screen, the officer climbs up to the roof of a building overlooking the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
The video shows how the officer was hoisted up by his colleague, then quickly dropping down after he sees the shooter. About 40 seconds later, the shooter turns back and fires 8 shots at Trump, who was hit in the ear. Seconds after that, a Secret Service sniper shot and killed Crooks. In your business headlines, BMW is recalling more than 100,000 vehicles, specifically 14 models of crossovers and sedans from 2019 and 2020.
BMW says the starter motor can fail, and when drivers keep trying to start the car, it can overheat the motor, which can cause a fire in the engine compartment.
And now to another recall, this time with Samsung for an issue with some of its stoves. The CPSC said about 1.1 million slide-in electric range units are affected.
If a flammable object is on top of the range, people and pets can start a fire by bumping into the knobs. Several videos have shown pets accidentally starting fires by jumping onto stoves or hitting the knobs, and Samsung says it will provide free knob locks or covers for the affected products. In your sports news now, specifically Major League Baseball, in case you missed the game last night, the Mariners beat the Detroit Tigers.
Final score was 4-3 for the Mariners.
We turn now to your top 5 local stories you need to know this morning.
Starting off, fire officials are asking people to give them space when a fire breaks out. This after a fire at IWI Garage Doors and Paint Division in Pasco last night. Flames and water damaged the inside and outside of the building. No one was hurt, but Pasco's battalion chief says one of the obstacles firefighters had to face was people coming to look at the scene.
Puget Sound Energy has identified Kittitas County as an area of high risk for wildfires, and they're taking steps to prepare. This includes sending out crews to clear surrounding vegetation that could fall on power lines and spark a fire. And in the event of strong winds, very dry vegetation, and low humidity, they have another option, which is a public safety power shutoff.
Today marks 79 years since the U.S. dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Nagasaki. Tonight, the Manhattan Project National Historical Park will pay respect to the victims during a 1-hour Lights for Peace program. It's happening at 8 p.m. at the Fingernail Stage in Howard Amon Park. The program will feature the Mid-Columbia Master Singers, a guest speaker, and an opportunity to ring a peace bell.
A crew of more than 30 volunteers from Hayden Homes and Simplicity by Hayden Homes will be at the Friends of Disabled Veterans Ranch property near Prosser this morning. They'll be building trails for a sensory garden, providing maintenance at the archery range, and giving a $10,000 gift. This is all happening between 8:30 and 10:30 this morning.
The Perseid meteor shower shows up in the night sky every summer, and it's expected to peak this weekend. According to NASA, the best time to see the meteor shower is Sunday night through Monday morning. You'll need to be somewhere dark to get a good view. Check the weather forecast to see if clouds will be in your way, and make sure to dress for conditions. Okay, check this out. When most people hear of the toy company Mattel, they think about Barbie, but for me, Polly Pocket has always been queen, and she turns 35 this year, same as me.
I remember Polly Pocket. So to celebrate, Airbnb and Mattel have teamed up to provide a stay in her vintage-themed 2-story slumber party fun compact. So you basically get to shrink down to Polly's size and live a 90s kid's dream.
Polly Pocket's compact is in Littleton, Massachusetts. Guests can request to book a one-night stay, and that would be between September 12th and October 6th. Stays cost $89 per person, a nod to Polly's debut and Jill's debut back in 1989.
1989. Same with Taylor Swift, too. Well, you can request to book through Airbnb between August 21st and August 28th. This is something I would love to do.
So you're going to be on there booking.
I think I might try. Yeah.
It's $89. Yeah.
I know.
You got to try it.
I love Polly Pocket.
Well, I was going to sing the Polly in my pocket. I didn't know how to integrate that into the forecast, though. Anyway, right now, temperatures mostly in the 60s, already up to 71 in the Tri-Cities. So if you do need a light jacket, it would be a very light one. A little bit later today, it's going to be hot up into the 90s. A little thunderstorm chance for the Kittitas Valley. We'll track that fire start potential.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest updates on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.